Hi there, welcome to Floating Books. This is my shoe declutter. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today we are going to be decluttering all of my shoes. I've just really realized that my shoe preferences have really changed over the past 2 years or so. And so what's been happening is on the thumbnail you could see what I have out in the hallway. We're going to go through that last. I'm going to take you into the hallway and then I'll film that. But I also have shoes in 2 drawers underneath my bed. And what happens is if I buy a new pair of shoes, of course I want to wear it more often, so it goes into the hallway. But then something gets delegated to the drawers in the bedroom, and that's where things go to be forgotten and die. So I've taken everything out of one drawer to start with, then we'll do the other drawer, and then we'll do the things that are in the hallway outside. I've put everything into bags to make it easier to carry it to the other room because I'm filming this in my office rather than in my bedroom because we have a nice sunny day out today and I wanted to take opportunity here to use the good lighting that we're having. So I'm going to take you through all of these bags and bins and show you each one and tell you, does this have any merit in my shoe collection, yes or no? We'll just randomly grab here. So this is supposed to be like the summer shoe bin where I mainly keep sandals, and that's still very much the case. It's mainly sandals, but like I said, some overflow from what was out in the hallway did end up here, which wasn't my intention. First up are these yellow heeled loafers. These I'm going to keep. These are by Vonsco. This is no longer a brand, but they were an Italian shoe brand that sort of made shoes to order to have a bit more of a sustainable business model. I think actually that's why they went under, but it's good to have a pair of yellow shoes because I have a couple of dresses that this goes with perfectly. They're really high, so I always need to make sure that I either ride my bike into work when I wear these or I take a different pair of shoes to get to work and then wear them because they are a little crazy high, but they're cool. Another pair of shoes in this bag is this pair of sandals. I will wash my hands afterwards, people, don't worry. You don't have to worry about me like getting any sort of infection from touching these. These are by End Other Stories. These are really comfortable, but I do have a pair that is a style very similar to this that I actually like better that I got before I went to Japan. So I actually want to compare the two to see which one I like best. Same for the yellow shoes. These are red shoes, I think just from ASOS or maybe River Island. No, they're ASOS. They're these like heeled sort of sandal type of things. And these look like they're going to be super uncomfortable, but I found these really comfortable and I can dance in these all night. They're great for like weddings and occasion wear. I have more shoes like it and I know I'm going to get rid of everything else that is a sandal with a heel because these are the ones I pretty much wear all the time. So this is what happens when you delegate things to a drawer. These used to be out in the hallway, but they are really high. They're a bit of a 70s style boot. They are ASOS. They're not real leather. The heels got a little cut up from like getting stuck on my bike. But I do need to keep these because I have pairs of jeans and pants that are too long for me. And then I love wearing this pair of shoes with it, because it just nicely covers everything. And this is like my only pair of like higher shoes that I can wear with longer line trousers that don't really fit me otherwise. So these are a must-have. And then there's only one other pair of shoes in here. And these I'm inclined to keep. I have a couple of these like velvet sort of loafery mule kind of things. And they're just a fun pop again. These are a dark green. I keep them in the drawer to keep them as dust-free as possible. If I keep these out in my hallway, I have to dust them continuously. So these need to live in the drawer anyways. A very old pair of shoes is this mint green pair of creepers. I love these. Do I get to wear them a whole lot? No, because they are mint green suede. And I live in a country with lots of rain. So I only wear these in the springtime when the outfit is just right, but I've had these for years. They still fit me. As long as these don't fall apart, I feel I can still wear them, so keep. I don't feel I've gotten rid of anything yet, but I am going to be passing on these shoes from End Other Stories. I bought these because they have a round heel, so they're super fun, But I have other pairs of brown boots that I just like a little bit better that we'll get to when we get to the hallway. And these have a rounded toe, not really my kind of style anymore. And the reason why I'm getting rid of these is because these are so uncomfortable. You can see how slim this sole is, and for the height of the heel, they put so much pressure on the balls of your foot. I wear them occasionally, but you can see they're very lightly used because they just hurt my feet. These are super fun, but they actually need to go into the other drawer, but I put them out of that drawer because they no longer fit in there. It was terrible. But yeah, these are my glitter boots from ASOS, which I want to keep. And these are my navy blue star print velvet boots from ASOS that I would like to keep. They're really fun for parties and stuff. So I do like to have some shoes that I can wear to different occasions. Anything leopard print I'm gonna keep. I've already decided because I love leopard print. These espadrilles are really fun. I got these actually the day I closed on my house, so they are also a little bit nostalgic for me. So these I want to keep. These mules from Zara, I keep wanting to wear these, but they're again pretty high. They are comfortable for a mule. They are, but I've never worn them out. And after all these years, it's just time. It's just time. I'm gonna keep my gold velvet Mary Janes. These look really pretty with a couple of trousers I have, so these are gonna stay. My very first ever pair of vagabond shoes are these snake print sandals. And as outdated as these look, because they're not like the hippest thing on the planet anymore, they do have a really nice platform to them, so I do like to wear them in the summertime sometimes, and they're super comfortable. But I think it's time to get rid of these Mary Janes. I used to wear these with some of my vintage style dresses because they go really well with a brown dress that I have. But I now usually go to those kind of occasions to dance, and I actually have proper dance shoes that I just wear with loads of different outfits. So I no longer need these. They're also very worn. I got these in the sale when I was still a student, so it's just time for these to go. These blue Topshop shoes are really cool. This baby blue, but this string material is just so painful to wear, so I'm going to get rid of these. I no longer have time for shoes that hurt my feet. Same for these H&M silver sandals. I bought these to wear like the red pair already kept as like an occasion shoe, and I love silver on me. They have the transparent heel. These have so much going for them, but these, like, the straps are just too narrow and they just cut into your feet after 2 hours. So life is too short. I will be keeping these Topshop sandals that have the leopard print. And I'm going to keep these Topshop sandals because they also have a leopard print. And they're like the red ones, but they have a slightly lower heel. And these are a little bit more fabric-y, so they don't actually cut your feet, which is also an added bonus. I am going to get rid of these Topshop shoes because they're really fun. I wanted this like white grandma style sort of heel. They're this like mesh sort of woven fabric. But these are, again, really, really painful. After a few hours, your toes just start to dig into these things. And again, life is too short. These I'm very torn on. As you will see when we get out, into the hallway, I have plenty of sneakers. I don't wear Converse all that much anymore if it's not like my plain black pair. These are really, really old as well. These have fallen apart on the inside especially. I was able to keep these in really good nick. I bought them on a trip to New York, and I really love the tweed, but I do think that it's just time for these to go. They were really fun in my 20s and my 30s, but I don't think these have any sort of space in my 40s. And this is where things become difficult because I love all of these shoes. These are the Renly Fisherman Sandal from Doc Martens. These are gonna stay because I like those. They're very chunky though. I'm gonna keep my Boston Clogs from Birkenstock in this taupey color. I love those. I am decluttering my first ever pair of dance shoes. These are by Madame Dynamite, but I'm not sure if you can see here with the leather. The last time I wore them, like whenever I wear these lower ones, I always nick the sides of my shoes with the heels. So you can see they're very scuffed and the leather is actually just coming off, and that's why I don't wear them a lot. They've gotten a lot of use. I do need a new pair of dance shoes if I want to do more dancing this year, but I mainly still just go to parties and I don't really take any classes anymore. And these were just the workhorses when I first started dancing Lindy Hop. So these have just seen better days, so they can go. More Birkenstocks. I love these with the wide strap and the suede. They are just not as comfortable as I want them to be walking in them for hours. I have just found that my feet, because like this part of my foot, that's really high, like it's just, there's just actual bone structure there. I don't know how to explain it. So any straps that go across my foot, like horizontally like that, just give me blisters. So I actually invested in a couple of different pairs. These I want to keep. I also want to keep the black ones. These are my, I just want to run errands, go to the grocery store real quickly sort of shoe for the summertime. So those I want to keep. And these I do want to keep as well because I like the taupe ones so much that I actually invested in this pair that are a little bit more like classy, but I still need to break these in. It's been a bit of a shame. I need to like wear these out to the shops a couple of times so I can really break them in. But I have found that with Birkenstock, I think these straps are laser cut. And this is so, like when you rub your hand across it, it's so sharp. I don't know what's going on there. So I do scrape down these sides just to not have it dig into my foot as much. But yeah, I love my Birkenstock sandals. They're very comfortable. Another pair of Doc Martens. I can already tell you, most of my Doc Martens are going to stay. There's only 1 or 2 pairs that I need to declutter. These are the Griffon sandals. I've never worn these out, but 2026 is going to be the year I will. In terms of like fun pops of color, I also have this velvet pair of loafers with a bit of heel. I think they're ASOS as well. And these are just fun. I have a sweater that these go with really well. My silver pair of brogues. They look a little gross, but I still wear those. Love them. My Teva sandals that I bought because I was going to Japan, and I wore them a lot when I was there. These are great for traveling, festivals, those kind of things. These are really comfortable as well by Doc Martens. They're not as heavy as the Griffon or the Renleys. Same for these Voss sandals as well. I like these because they have a bit of a pop of color with the blue and like the different stitching. These are also waterproof, like the Tevas. And these are the shoes I need to compare these to. So these are by And Other Stories. These are by Vagabond. And I feel they are too similar to keep both. They have a very similar style. These And Other Stories ones have a really high footbed, and this actually gives me a blister if I walk in them all day. So that's why I think I'm going to declutter these, and I'm going to keep the Vagabonds. These I took with me to Japan. I found them in the sale a week before my trip. I kind of panic bought them because these do have a crisscross strap across your foot. No blisters at all. I did 25,000 steps in these when I was in Kyoto, and I was absolutely fine. So these were a game changer. So that means these can go because they're just too similar. And again, life is too short for blisters on your feet. I've been into my Mary Janes quite a bit. They're apparently trending this year, and I really like this cow print design from Clark's, so got those. My other pair of Madame Dynamites, which don't have the issue of me like hitting my heel into the shoe. They're yellow. They go with everything when I'm dancing, so it's good to have 1 pair of dedicated dance shoes. And then also by Birkenstock, they did these velvet Mary Janes, and I really like the look of these as well, so these are gonna stay. I'm surrounded by the contents of drawer number 2, and I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's mainly boots, which is why there's a lot less in this drawer. But again, the same thing happened to what happened to the other drawer. Overflow from things that didn't fit into my hallway ended up in here. Yeah, and it's just a bit of a mess. I would like to keep it like mainly for these taller boots because that's really what the drawer was meant to do. So I've got these boots from Vagabond. They are really pretty, nice suede, dark brown. They're a keep. I also would like to keep my higher heeled suede boots. These are really comfortable, but they are insanely high. Keep. I think they were like Omoda or something. These are by Aloha's, which are this nice like patchwork leather. Do I wear them all the time? No, but they go with so many different outfits because of the different colors, and that's why I like them. I did have to take them to the cobbler to have elastic put into the back because they were too narrow for my wide calves. This drawer also contains snow-related things, which happen to be these boots from Doc Martens. And then when we had snow this year, I was mainly wearing these. These are a particular pair that also have extra grippy soles, and they are lined with the faux fur. These cowboy boots I would like to keep. They were a Vinted find. They're real Sandra, so they were expensive boots. I'm going to say goodbye to these Doc Martens. They are vegan leather. I bought them in the sale thinking they would be okay, but they're just a little bit too snug, so they give me lots of blisters, so they just have to go. I actually have another pair of dark red shoes from Doc Martens that I now feel fit that bill. I kind of bought those, like these 101s. I got because I couldn't buy another pair, and then they brought that pair back, so I've been loving that a bit more. Anyways, so thigh-high boots in this black suede, gonna stay. Again, that's something I wear all the time, but they work really well with sweater dresses and stuff, so if I want to do that look, I can. These sort of combat boots, they're Zara, and they're really good, but I don't remember the last time I wore these. They do have the zipper up to the side, but the thing is, if I wear a lace-up boot, that's like, well, these are calf height, so they're a little bit taller, and they have like the rougher grained leather, so that's why I like them. Maybe I need to put these out in the hallway so that I remember to wear them, because I tend to go for Doc Martens if I go for this look. This is another pair of like snow boots from Doc Martens, but these were a little bit narrow around here. I can't really get them to break in. And what I have found with some Doc Martens is that when they have this faux fur lining, please check the back of the heel, like this bit here, to feel if it has the actual lining as well. I feel that this shoe is, again, just a little bit too small, so I'm going to get rid of them. These were the Leonors. Again, life is too short for things that are not comfortable. What's in here? Oh, my red pair, which I had to dig out of the depths of the drawer. They had actually fallen behind the drawer. They were completely stuck. But these are a good, like, just like I keep the red heels, the sandals is just a good pair to have for a pop color if that's what I want. And then we have some other things in here. These white boots, I don't remember getting these. That's the problem. Like, I remember getting, like, I do remember buying them, but I keep forgetting I own them. And then I tried putting them on the other, like, some other time, and they're just not that comfortable. So what was I thinking keeping these when I ordered them? They're way too narrow around here. I can't get my foot to slide in there. I think I just have to get rid of these. These are also Zara boots, and I'm going to get rid of these. If I keep these ones, I need to get rid of these. So these are riding boots, and they're nice. They're good, but I don't ever think of wearing things like this. Even though, like, it's good to have a pair of knee-high boots that does fit me, because these do fit me around my calf. Not sure what to do. I don't want to get rid of shoes just for the sake of them. Like, if it means I'm gonna look for the same thing again, I know I shouldn't declutter them if I already own them. So maybe they should stay another wrap. I have these monk strap loafers from H&M. I think these are so cool. I like wearing them a lot, so these are gonna stay. But I do think that it's time for me to get rid of these ancient Zara shoes. I love the studs, but I don't wear anything this detailed on my feet anymore, so these can go. Same for these and other story shoes. I love these. They're a really nice two-tone, sort of broguey kind of thing. But again, you'll see when we get to the hallway, I have so many other things nowadays that can do this kind of thing. And these are very clippy-cloppy when you walk in them, so everybody can hear you from a mile away. These shoes from Doc Martens, I've decided I'm going to get rid of. Again, I have plenty of Doc Martens. I don't need to keep all of them. These are the Charlottes, and these have just, I think they have a design mistake. There is a very sharp piece of stitching and leather here in the back. So these give me such bad blisters, and I've had these for years, and it's never gone away. So that's why I just need to get rid of these. And then I am going to keep my high heels. I only have 3 pairs left. I used to have loads of them. I used to live in shoes like this when I first started teaching. I've only kept the 3 basic pairs that I can see myself wear for different occasions. Light blue suede. These are really pretty. They're from H&M. I have these Manfield shoes, which are just a plain black stiletto. Always good to have. And I have the same thing in navy. These go with certain occasion wear dresses I have as well. So that's great. And then the overflow is actually in here. These were old things, at least most of it were things that were in my hallway. So what I do want to keep are these derbies from End Other Stories. They have the mock croc design. These are a really nice classic shoe. I like them. So maybe I can make some space in the hallway that they can go back in there. I ended up putting my green suede boots from Vila into the drawer. Because they are suede, they just tend to get really, really dusty really easily, so I ended up putting them in there, but I do wear these still, so that's great. This fall saw the renaissance of my Hamblies from Clark's. I've been wearing these loads all fall, and they're a really nice dark green, so that's a keep. And then I have blue velvet. I got these from Vinted. Haven't worn them much yet. They are a little bit cheap on the inside, like these are not a good quality shoe. But for the look, I think I can do them. And then I finally, after all these years, am going to get rid of these high heels. They are thigh-high boots. I keep wanting to wear them, but they're so unstable to walk in. Again, I don't have time for this anymore. And finally, a Topshop pair of boots, which, again, I would like to be able to put back into the hallway because I really, really like these. Again, I wore them a couple of times over the fall time, and I just love them, so that's gonna stay. Hi, it's me. It means it's time for me to go through what's in the hallway here behind me. You can see I've got most of my sneakers right here. Then I've got boots and sort of like loafers, Mary Janes are all down here. And then I have my like ankle boots like around the top half and then flatter things towards the bottom. Here's the reason why I had to declutter. I got these when I was in London. No space for them anymore. And I finally got my hands on the Buzz Grizzly, so the brown buzzes. I've been wanting those for a year. They were always sold out in my size by the time I had the budget for them. And now they were in stock in my size, and I had the budget for them. And these were in the sale. They're a Mary Jane as well. So this is just why I feel I can get rid of certain things, because I'm like, I still have that, but I have it in a more updated sort of feel. We're going to start with the sneakers first, and for that I need to dig into the little corner behind these organizers because that's where I keep trashed shoes. And what do I mean by trash shoes? These are door shoes. If I need to run errands, I've been wearing these Nikes for more than a decade, and they've just really started to lose their grip, so they just need to go. Same for the Vasias. I actually repurchased them. This is what they look like if they're new. I did take them with me to Japan. I repurchased them so I could go to Japan, but these are my old pair. I had to duct tape the inside because they're mainly broken on the inside. Like the lining of the shoe is completely wrecked. So that's why I got rid of these. I do wear my shoes until there's no more life left in them. Same thing with these, but these are good to keep around. I do want to like maybe get into a little bit of weightlifting, and I know that flat Converse are actually really good with that. So seeing how 2026 goes, these may still have a purpose in my life. These are my workout shoes. They're my Asics. They are my indoor shoes. And then I actually, like, I feel like such a boomer now that I have this. But I wanted to get more into hiking, so I got myself my first ever pair of hiking shoes. I did go for a sneaker because here in the Netherlands we don't have a lot of elevation. And I do want to go to Scotland in the summertime to do a little bit of walking there. I'm not going on a hiking vacation or anything, but I'm trying to now do some walking in the springtime to try and break in these Solomons that I got in the winter sale. So these are great to keep out in the hallway together with my dance shoes. And then I have everything that I need sort of ready to go, you could say. In this sort of area, I know I can get rid of these New Balance. Everybody's raving about how comfortable New Balance are. Maybe if you have a narrow foot, because these are the 574s. I'm not sure if that's the right style. But these pinch my toes so much. Like the minute my feet start to swell up from like after 1 or 2 hours of wear, these become so uncomfortable. So I don't wear them. they just need to go. And it's not as if I don't have anything else, you know? Another pair of dead shoes are these Reeboks. These are over a decade old. They suffer from the same thing as the Vejas, where they're just completely wrecked on the outside. I did already put little inserts in to try and fix them. Now the inserts have started to wear down. It's just time for these to go. I do have these as a white sneaker, so I don't feel I need a replacement straight away. You know what I mean? But I do think will be on the lookout for like another more neutral sneaker, because everything I then have is actually quite colorful. I do have these Nikes. These are the Blazers, so that can also be like a white sneaker that I can still wear. I do apologize for any dust you're gonna see, because this is a little dusty. I need to actually clean my house. Like I'm doing spring cleaning because it's spring break this week. So we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna pull everything out and I'm gonna clean the floor underneath, but yeah. There is lots of dust here. But it was like, if I first declutter, then it's less effort to try and move everything around. My Vans, you can see, they've definitely seen better days. I don't love Vans, I know. These are another shoe that I know a lot of people wear if they do sort of like more weightlifting kind of things. So these could be good to keep because they are essentially like very little used. And they do have a little bit more support, like ankle support, than the Converse sneakers have. And I do like to wear the Converse sometimes if I don't want to wear my heeled shoes. I like to wear those for dancing in, and these can be good for that as well. So these may still have a purpose, but I think I'm going to just put them elsewhere and not out here. They're a good shoe to have. And if I want to go for a black sneaker, these are again also very dusty. But I have my one and only pair of All-Stars that I do like to wear still. These are the 70s. Like, they're a little bit more sturdy than a regular pair of Chucks. And these I really like. And it means I have enough space to put the things that are up here, down here. So let me do that first. I've got my brown pair of Adidas. These are the SLOG 72s. I wanted a pair of brown sheet sneakers. I got these in Japan. They're Onitsuka Tigers. And I got a pair of Nike Air Rifts when I was in Japan as well. So this way I still have a black sneaker. And yes, they have that little toe detail. I've got the socks to wear with these as well. And these are really, really comfortable. I know they're a little Marmite, but apparently these are trending for 2026. I keep seeing people like, all the fashion girlies are wearing things like this. I wasn't aware of it. I just bought them because I thought they looked cool. And then I have my little, like, colorful sneaker sort of thing. I've got these magentas. These are so fun. I actually had bought, like, so many Adidas sneakers over the past couple of years that I had so many points that I could get such a big discount on, like, less popular styles. My Sambas, again, like, more of like a basic pair of sneakers. My Gazelles, which I've had for years, way before they ever became popular, but they are a baby pink suede. So again, like with the mint green creepers that I have, I only wear these when the stars align, really. But I wear these a lot. These are the Handball Special in the dark navy because I really wanted to have, that's also why I got the brown pair. Like, I have loads of colors for sneakers that look good in like the spring summer season, but I didn't have too much that could work like in like transitioning into fall, and that's when I love wearing these. So I just buy the colorways that speak to me. Then I have these red ones with the pink detailing. These are really comfortable as well, and they have these really thick laces, so I like that style. And then I couldn't choose what red shoes I liked, so I did get myself a pair of Reeboks, and they are actually a limited edition with Sonic, so they have the little hedgehog things here. They're just really comfy. And then that white pair I got rid of, I did also buy them in the green suede because I wanted all green. And then I do still have this pair of Reeboks as well. They're very retro, very vintage. I really like these as well. I did take these with me to Japan as well, as a nice pair of shoes to take with me that were really comfortable. Did many a theme park in these when I was there. And then I just have my Pumas. These are pink and with the green, and then I have my really bright pink ones with the neon yellow. These aren't super comfortable. The sole on these is actually quite thin, but I do like them. I wear them for style reasons. You shouldn't walk miles in these, but I just like the pop of color they give. But look at the space! Yay! That's what I wanted. I've got these brown boots from Vagabond. If I want to wear a brown boot nowadays, I tend to wear this. So this can stay. Or, and these are so smushed in here, so that's why I want to put these up here. I wear these Vagabond shoes. They are a brown suede. So I kind of wear these instead of the End Other Stories ones that I got rid of. These are a little bit lower and therefore a bit more comfortable. So that's why I wear them. I love Vagabond. I did a video with like close-ups of all of the shoes I have by them. My pair of penny loafers from Vagabond. First pair of Adrian loafers. This is also a keep. They're in the green with navy. Then these, I haven't worn much yet, but I plan on wearing them this spring. I really need to break them in. They're also an Adrian loafer, but they're in the crazy horse leather. And then the ones I actually wear the most of these Adrians are the Arcadias. I did have to duct tape the back because these are a little bit painful, but as long as I don't like actually walk to work in these, I can wear them all day and they're really comfy. And then we have my two pairs of Lowells. These are my recent discoveries, so I got them in the chocolate brown mock croc and in the leopard print. So those are comfortable. And I've got two pairs of these 1461s in the green smooth rub-off vegan leather and in the green suede, which are good to go. They can stay here. And then I have what I would like to be my Mary Jane shelf. So these need to go somewhere else. These are boat shoes from Vagabond. I love those. And I've got my two pairs of Mary Janes from Doc Martens, the brown Crazy Horse with the double strap and the plain black Pollies, which are these ones. And that gives me space to put these guys here and these green ones right there. That was my intention. Maybe put the buzzes up here. I don't think I'll have space for any of the things that I said I wanted to have space for, but we'll see how it goes. I do think that I can put these in the drawer. I love these Topshop shoes, but I just don't wear them enough. So why are they like taking up space up top? Like if I look at any of these shoes, I will wear my oldest pair of Docs, which are the 1460s in the cherry smooth, over these ones. So if I want something a little bit more classic, I can still keep these, but they just need to go elsewhere. My Crazy Horse Chelsea boots, those are a keep. The church shoes are a keep. Church monkey boots, that's what they're officially called. I have these guys from ASOS, which I'm also going to put in the drawer. Again, if I now think leopard print, I think of these and I don't think of these booties. But I do think they're really cool, so I do want to put them in the drawers. And then these, oh, these I can then put on top. Yeah, that's gonna work out so much better. These are the Emmeline boots in the Arcadia leather. These are my replacement for the vegan 101s that I said were too small. I have my Crazy Horse Sinclairs. These are good too to keep. And these are actually shoes I'm trying to currently break in, and they've been a lot more comfortable than I remember them being. So I don't know why I don't wear these more often. They are the 101 in the suede, and they're all black, even the stitching. Ooh, that means we can put the boat shoes here, and we've got space for something else there. All right, so we're in for the home stretch. I have had these brogue like style shoes from Bronx since forever. I don't have any of the brogues from Doc Martens in this color because I have these ones, so these can stay. My red Vagabond shoes, and I actually have these in 3 colors because I love them so much. The silver I even wear the most. They're this like heeled Mary Jane. I think they're really classy. And then I also have them in the burgundy painted leather. I got the silver and the red in the sales. I have my oldest pair of 1461s that I've actually been wearing quite a bit again. I tend to go back and forth on these. I need to give them a little bit of a TLC though, because the leather is starting to split on the toe. These I don't wear that much anymore. and they are just falling apart. I had them glued back together, but this, like, you can't hydrate patent leather shoes. So these have just started to crack so badly on just one shoe. The other one is fine, but this one looks atrocious. So that's why I don't wear these. Should I just get rid of these? Maybe I should. And then maybe buy a different pair at some point. But I don't wear these much anymore. That's also why I think they've cracked. So I think I should just get rid of these. Yeah, these I need to get rid of. Oh, that kind of hurts. I have my brown vegan leather ones, which I love. And I also love my vintage ones. So these are from the 90s. They are real Dr. Martens. I did have to replace the elastics on these, but these are good. And then I have all of my black boots. So let's have a look. These are the black version of the Emmeline. I love those for like a lace-up boot. I have my Western boots. These are very millennial, but they're still good to go, and I don't want to get rid of shoes that are still fine. My pointed toe Chelsea boots from Vagabond that I like to keep. And then I have these sort of like biker booties with a bit of a heel that are also very millennial coated, but I still think they're good. They're really nice. My favorite pair of Chelsea boots from Doc Martens in the black. My church shoes in the black. Like, if I have a style from Doc Martens that I like, I tend to buy it in multiple colors. My Grace booties with the lace up. You'll see I have this exact style there, Vagabond, by the way. And then I have these Maya boots from Vagabond in the patent leather with the sharper toe as well. I don't wear a lot of pointed toe, but like they're good to have, you know? I don't want to get rid of things just for the sake of getting rid of things, as I already mentioned. These are really classy as well. They're a square toe from End Other Story, so I would like to keep those. And then I have my 1460s in the Heart Life leather. If I want to wear a lace-up boot, I tend to wear those. And I have these babies, which are the Grace Chelsea boot by Vagabond. These, again, need a little bit of TLC because I scuffed that toe really, really terribly the last time I wore them. But these are so comfortable. And they're not falling apart. And I think, like, these are so dusty because I never wear them. They're H&M, and they just need to go. I can put that Zara pair of boots up here to see if I wear them more often, because those can actually stand up on them by themselves. And if I go for this style of shoe, I go for any of the other things I've already shown you. Like if I think Chelsea boot, I think Doc Marten. If I think heel, like chunkier heel Chelsea boot, I go for my Vagabonds. So I don't really think of having these, so they can go. So I'm going to get organized and then I'll be right back for you to round out this video. Alright, the job's all done. It nicely fits. I have an overview again of everything that I have. That was the aim. So yeah, that was my shoe collection and declutter for this year. I don't think I'll be doing much decluttering of my wardrobe in the next year or so. I actually checked when I did my wardrobe declutter and I hadn't decluttered my entire wardrobe in 2 years. So I was like, oh, no wonder that I felt like getting rid of things. And I think the last thing I did was shoes. But as you could see, like I did hang on to things then that I thought I was going to wear, and then in the past year and a half, 2 years, I haven't worn it at all. So then I know it's time for it to go. And like as I mentioned, life's too short for uncomfortable shoes. So that's what we got rid of as well. I now have old shoes that I really enjoy. Some of them need a bit of TLC, and I do think I have curated everything down just a bit more. So thanks so much for being here today. I will be back with a new video really, really soon. I post on here once a week. 4 times a week on my other channel, which is called Floating in Dreams. That's all makeup related. And then you can find me on Instagram and TikTok as well. So to see you in the next one. Bye.